questions, if you could take a minute to comment on your team as you enter the Texas A&M game on Saturday.
Hello. Good morning.
While questions roll in, would you mind commenting as you head into the Texas A&M game this week?
Yep, we got Texas A&M coming to Athens for the first time since they moved into the conference, and we're anticipating an unbelievable atmosphere. And Jimbo's got a dang good football team. When you watch them on tape, they've gotten better and better throughout the year. They've got as much talent as anybody in our conference. They've done a great job recruiting, and they've got a big challenge facing a quarterback like Kellen Mond, who is extremely versatile and athletic.
For questions for Coach Smart, press *1, and we will begin with Chip Howard of KZNE.
Coach, what's the first one or two things that jump out at you when you turn on the tape and start looking at A&M?
First thing is the multiple formations and personnel groupings they use. Offensively, they have a lot of offense to defend. The athleticism on defense would be the biggest thing. Overall team speed, and they're very consistent special teams. You know, when it comes to special teams, you see all the starters on there. So, I mean, it's like you're playing in the SEC, and you go to turn the tape on, and you're like, oh gosh, these guys got really good players at every position, and you realize that you're going to be in for a war.
How different is the offense compared to what you see week to week in the league?
You know, it's different when you see the two-back runs. That's not a thing that everybody uses anymore. A lot of people create two-back runs with their tight end. These guys are really almost three-back runs because they've got the two-backs and the tight end they use. Outside of the elements, they got things they do. They move the pocket really well. I mean, Jimbo does a good job. He changes it up, keeps you off balance. Got a lot of passing game that they're able to run in a lot of situations.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Alex Byington of the Montgomery Advertiser.
Yeah, Kirby. I was just curious to take you back. I know you got a big game this weekend, but I want to take you back to the 2009 Iron Bowl and just kind of how that set up, especially that last drive. You know, your memories of it, and how do you feel like that set up that team's eventual run?
I really don't remember much from that game. It's been so many games. I'm assuming you're talking about the drive to go down and score late through the pass in the flat. I mean, I was worried about the defense trying to find a way to stop them most of that game. I remember it being a wild atmosphere and a back and forth game, but I sure don't remember much else.
I've seen stories written from the game that, you know, Nick kind of overruled a run on third down, wanting to kind of take a shot, and obviously called the pass, or, you know, they called the pass from it. How often did Nick kind of do that, kind of insert himself into the offense a little bit, knowing the stakes that were at the game?
You know, I was never on those headphones with those guys. I mean, I wouldn't know that much, and I was so concerned with the defense and being involved with them, I wouldn't know how much he overruled that stuff.
Okay, thanks, Kirby.
Yeah.
For more questions, please press *1, and next we'll go to Steve Moulton of WZZ.
Hey, Coach, how are you today?
Hey, Steve, doing good.
Your wide receiver core, if you could talk about their development and what you'd like to see more out of them moving forward, Coach.
Well, we're fighting for number one experience. We've got two really young receivers out there that are playing a lot of snaps, in George and Dom, and then you know, we've got a lot of inexperienced guys, having lost the predominantly all of our pass catchers. So I mean, what we're wanting to see is more consistency. We're wanting to see more physical blocking. We're wanting to see some separation. We're trying to do a good job to help them with whether it's scheme or opportunities off play action, or opportunities off of ways to free up a release. So we're trying to help them, and they're trying to help us. And what I love about them is every day they go to work, they really fight to get better. And it's been a group that really has been beat up and banged up the whole year. I think every guy has almost missed a game or missed an opportunity, and we're trying to gel at the right time and bring these guys along and make some plays.
And if you could talk about Monty Rice and his development defensively for you, Coach, and what he means to your defense this year.
I think number one, his confidence in the system is at an all-time high. He, early on he was talented and didn't really know the stuff, and then last year he knew it better and he was banged up some, and then this year he's been healthy and he's really confident. He understands things. He knows checks. It's his, it's things are happening for the 100th time instead of the 50th, the 40th. I mean, he's getting them. He understands how to use the tools in the defense, and he's playing with confidence. He's one step ahead, and sometimes one step in football is a ability to make a lot of plays.
Thank you, Coach.
Next we'll go to Murray Poole, the Bulldog Illustrated.
Hey, Kirby.
Hey, Murray.
Yeah, everybody's talking about the A&M offense, rightfully so, but what about their defense, Kirby? I know they've given up a lot of points, but, they've got some good players. Buddy Johnson, outside linebacker, and Justin, I know I'm not pronouncing this right, Matty Beek, a big defensive tackle. But what concerns you about their defense that you've got to address Saturday?
Well, they've gotten better. They've done a really good job of improving throughout the year, and they're fast. They're athletic. They're twitchy up front. They've got good experience on the back end. I can't say enough about the job the defense coordinator's done. He was at Notre Dame, and they've always created havoc and caused turnovers. So they create another tough matchup, which seems to be the norm in our conference.
And I also know their punter's right at the top of the conference, and with Jake having a big game against Auburn, and especially if the rain, if it comes in like it's forecast, that kicking game is going to be pretty big Saturday, isn't it?
Absolutely. Kicking game will be very important. It always is, and that part doesn't change.
Okay, thank you.
We'll follow up from Chip Howard.
Yeah, Kirby, you guys are coming off an emotional, really hard-fought rivalry kind of game. Have you seen any kind of hangover in practice this week going forward and preparing for this game?
You don't really try to acknowledge those things. You challenge the leaders on the team to go out and work, and that's always the most important thing is the next game. They understand in the SEC that you have so many big rivalries and you have so many big games that you can't help but to have them back-to-back at times. And that's where the meat of our schedule fell, and we've known that for quite some time. So our kids are preparing hard. They got a lot of respect for Texas A&M. They got a great team, and we know the challenges that they present. So far they've been practicing really well.
Thank you.
That's going to be it for today, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.